And I know I had some talent in high school, even though my art teacher gave me like a C or whatever.
She ain't shit.
She ain't. But
What's going on, beautiful creatives? It's your girl and Michelle bringing you another episode of Drop That Booty, the show where we give you a valid reason to be nosy as artists come through to drop gems about their creative journey. Today's guest is a painter and a former comedian. Welcome to the show, Tyrik Agnew. Thank you for coming on the show.
How y'all doing out there?
It's been a crazy few months. It's been a crazy 2020.
Yeah, it has.
And we are in month 2 of the stay home order for North Carolina.
Yeah, about a month and a half, but it feels so much longer than that.
It does. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So as a creative, how have you been coping?
I've been catching up on sleep. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've been catching up on sleep.
So you hadn't done any painting, any drawing, nothing?
Well, I have. It's just been very sporadic because I'm more of a procrastinator. So it's like I'm fighting with myself a little bit just to make stuff. But I've made stuff, It's just, you know what I mean? I don't know where the day's at, man.
Oh, man. One of the things I know you talked about that art has helped you with is depression. And during these kind of times with the stay-home order, I know it's a lot of people. I deal with anxiety. Yeah. And it's a lot of people dealing with depression. So tell me a little bit how you overcame depression, or if you're still dealing with it, and how you work through it with your art.
I just go on record. I say everybody deals with depression in some type of way, whether it's mild, medium, or high. Everybody's dealing with it. It's just how you cope with it. How I dealt with it was more of, I'm a humorous person. I like to laugh. I feel like laughter is good for the soul. So anything that makes me laugh, anything that engages me as far as just to put a smile on my face, I'm with it. And it's funny because painting necessarily doesn't do that, but I get so inspired when I see other people's artwork or anything really creative come from that. Someone else's mind is just wow, that's really dope. And I just want to see if I can do it. And I know I had some talent in high school, even though my art teacher gave me a C or whatever.
She ain't shit.
She ain't. But, but it was just something, something new to try, and it worked out. It worked out pretty good so far.
Yeah, so I want to talk about that laughter being good for the soul, because you said you were a comedian. What was that like?
That was that was very interesting because I'm a quiet, kept person. I don't really open up to strangers very well. It's funny because when I told my mom I want to try this comedy thing, she was like, "You can't talk for shit," and I'm just well, it's one of the things where black people's "Oh, you funny around the house, but you ain't funny to random people" type thing.
Yeah,
it kind of got to me a little bit, but it was kind of a little. I was in the mode of kind of proving her wrong a little bit, so it worked out good until I bombed my last one. It just ain't. I'm not gonna say it discouraged me. It was just one of the things all right, I think I'm quiet, kept in the circle of my friends type thing. But I met a lot of dope people. I learned networking out of anything. I learned networking. You have to network as far as making it through any type of business. That is one quality I did take from that. But overall, it was one of them times. It was dope. It was really dope.
So your first time performing comedy was a hit then?
It wasn't a hit. It was more of, I knew exactly what I wanted to say besides reading a script. I don't know if you a news teleprompter, they're reading something and they're or they memorize it to a degree. I kind of already knew and embodied what I wanted to say. It was really just about school, school and relationships. I mean, I knew that off the top of my head, but when I really started to study and say, okay, I want to go topic to topic and transition to transition, that's when I kind of struggled because I was thinking about stuff that was funny and not really organically thinking that is funny. I lived through that.
So the show that you bombed, what was it about that particular show that you felt like it bombed?
Oh, it was at homecoming.
Wow.
It was at homecoming at a HBCU with a whole bunch of black people and probably 4 or 5 white people and my professors. I talked about the wrong subject. I talked about cheating on the test.
What?
And I did more snitching than I did jokes.
Come on, I know they were pissed.
I basically said I made a joke about everybody done cheated on the test before, but as a matter of fact, you get caught. And I was telling different ways how to and everybody started. It was funny at first, but then everybody started catching on oh shit, he telling away my A.
Oh man, you
So they
ready?
started booing. So it
Wow.
wasn't pretty much of a bad thing. It was just one of the things like, yo, you gotta get off the stage because you're gonna ruin my grade.
Right, you out here ratting all these people out.
I mean, but I was honest. That was my whole
Uh,
thing. Like,
that was a little too honest, though. Come on.
yeah.
So after that, you were like, "Nah, I'm not giving comedy another try." That was it.
I go to open mics and stuff to support my other friends that do it, but
Hmm.
other than that, I never really got back on stage after that. Nah.
Okay, so I've seen your work, and I love the way you create art. You say if you're up close, it just looks like a bunch of random shapes, but if you step back, you see the bigger picture. What inspires that creation?
It's basically you don't really know somebody off the bat when you meet them.
Hmm.
You know, you have to kind of take it at face value. And once you get to know them a little bit more, you can start seeing what their vision is or what the bigger picture is.
Right,
And that's kind of how I see my art. I just try to do something different. That's the thing.
right,
I don't want to be in the same lane as everyone else. Like my main thing about it is if you see my artwork, I don't do a lot of celebrities and I rarely do
hmm.
any. I probably did two. My only time I really did two or three.
Okay,
But I don't want to do celebrities because I feel like that's kind of generating to like one audience. To be honest with you, like for example, if you're a Beyonce fan, you gonna fuck with Beyonce. But if you not a Beyonce fan, you more of a Rihanna fan, you like, oh, it's a nice painting, but I wouldn't buy it, or it's okay. You know, you're going to give
those
your biased
biases.
opinion on it.
Yep.
You know, versus if I did, picked a random, Ashley off the street, it's beautiful. You know what I mean? Like you, like,
Hmm.
oh, she looks familiar. You can kind of put yourself in that painting or that artwork and say, have an unbiased opinion a little bit. So it's just kind of tailoring to the audience, but at the same time,
Yeah.
just giving you like a insight view of it can be anybody. It doesn't have to be a person you know.
Right, and it makes it more personal because now your artwork becomes a reflection of us. It's
Most
we can see
definitely.
ourselves. Yeah,
Most definitely.
definitely. So when did you realize that painting is like your passion, it's your gift, and that thing that you want to keep doing? You know?
When I realized that when I was going to work wasn't work.
Wow. Okay.
Let me say that two times.
Yeah.
When you realize going to work isn't work. I mean, it's fun, man. Like I was having a conversation with my mom a while back, and it was basically about life as far as like what you do. And I asked a question. I said, this adulting shit is hard. And
It
she was like,
is.
yeah, like this is it. Like ain't no another level after this besides death. And I just thought about it, I was like,
Shit.
I want more than that. But at the same time, it's like she's right. Like it ain't nothing left. It
Right,
ain't
that's
nothing
it.
left after this. You don't get more. Of course, you get more money. Of course, you get a job or whatever like that, or a higher degree or whatever like that. But as far as like that next step, like remember as a kid, we was like, "Ooh, we want to be an adult." It ain't nothing else
Yes.
after being an adult.
At all. Like you
So
stuck.
you just kind of here's it. So you gotta make it what it is, and if you just hate your job or you dislike it or anything wrong in your life, you got to make it right
Right.
now or plan for it to be right. You got to get and set that plan in motion whenever you want to do. Even if it's something little, you just have to do it. So when I say find your happiness, it's more of you got to be happy with yourself like before anything else manifests into what you want it to be.
Wow. You know what? That sounds like a great spot to wrap it up. So thank you
Yeah.
for coming through. I appreciate you.
No problem, no problem. Appreciate you having me.